Welcome to another episode of Difficult Verses. Today we are very honored and blessed with the presence of His Eminence Metropolitan Youssef, Metropolitan of the Diocese of Southern United States. Sayyidina, we are very grateful for your presence. Today we are seeking an answer for another verse in the Gospel of John, chapter 20 and verse 29. Jesus said to him, Thomas, we have seen me. You have believed, but blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed. During the week after Resurrection Sunday, Thomas refused to believe the testimony of 10 disciples who had seen Christ in the body with their own eyes. He passionately declared that he will not believe unless he himself sees and touches the Lord's body. The case of Thomas is not an uncommon one nowadays. Some people will believe nothing unless they can see it all for themselves. They decline to believe things above their reason. They simply cannot believe what they cannot entirely understand in religion. They must see everything clearly before they can believe. Sayyidina, in the context of this verse, why did our Lord Jesus Christ uniquely bless those who believe without seeing over those who believe because they saw?
If we go to the definition of faith, believing, according to St. Paul in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1, he said, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So if I see something, I cannot say I believe in it because I see it.
Yeah.
Believe is to believe without seeing.
Okay.
For example, in the resurrection, in the story of Thomas, Thomas said, I will not believe unless I see and put my hands in his side and
Touch
in
him.
the print of his print of the nails in his hands. Now after Thomas saw the Lord, I cannot say it's faith. It's not faith. Faith is to believe without seeing. That's why the Lord said, blessed are those who believe without seeing.
Okay.
Faith can lead actually, and when I start with faith, can lead actually to seeing. But seeing, I cannot say cannot lead to faith.
Okay.
And nowadays, God is invisible. You cannot understand or comprehend things pertaining to God if we said we must see, because God is invisible.
Yeah.
That's why we need to believe in Him. And when we believe in Him and we experience Him in our life, then that is seeing by our internal eye.
Okay.
As St. John said, I have seen the Lord, whom we have seen, whom we have heard, whom we have touched. Any believer can reach this level when he believes in God and then experience God in his life. St. Paul also in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, when he spoke about faith, hope, and love, he said love is the greatest. Why? Because in heaven, faith will end.
Yeah.
Because we will be seeing. So there is no faith. And hope will end because we got what we hoped for. But love will not end. That's why he said the greatest is love.
Is love. Okay.
So that's the reason why the Lord said, blessed are those who believe without seeing. Because now many people, atheist, agnostic, they stumble. Why they stumble? Because they want to see before believing. But if they understand, believe, and this faith will lead to seeing, they wouldn't stumble. But they stumble because they want to see, they want to apply the scientific method
Yeah.
prove God in the laboratory in order for them to believe.
But can we safely say that Christianity is asking for blind faith?
It's not blind faith. I differentiate between believing in something that contradicts my mind and believing in something that surpasses my mind.
Yeah.
For example, if somebody told me a lady will conceive a son in her womb for 2 years before giving birth, that's contradicting my mind. I cannot say believing without seeing here. But if somebody told me a virgin gave birth to a son, because this son is God who became man, then yes, it surpasses my mind, but it does not contradict my mind.
Okay.
So when God called us to believe in Him, He wants us to believe in Him in things that surpasses our mind, not in things that contradict,
Our
our mind.
understanding, yeah.
God is incomprehensible. So when He raised Lazarus from the dead, it does not contradict my mind, but it surpasses my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
And actually, they say, for example, about atheism, it requires more faith to be atheist than to be a believer. What do I mean by this? The evidences that God exists are plenty. For example, if I see the leaves of the tree are moving, I will believe in the water.
Yeah.
This, universe and cosmos in which we live, and the accuracy of everything in it cannot actually happen just by haphazardly
accident, yeah.
or by accident. There is intelligent mind behind it. There is creator behind it. There is God behind it. If we speak about evolution contradicts my mind, because what is the source of life? They don't have answer to this question. But if I speak about creation, maybe my mind cannot comprehend how God creates things from nothing. But it surpasses my mind. It does not contradict my mind.
Yeah.
But evolution contradicts my mind. So going back to your question about blind faith, no. We need to differentiate between things that contradict my mind and things that surpasses my mind.
Thank you, Sayyidina, for your answers. Our viewers, remember that we are more blessed and honorable if we believe without seeing. God does not ask for a blind faith, but Christianity does begin by asking to believe many things that are above our reason, and promises that if we do, we shall have more light. If a man says, I must first see, and then I will believe, God will reply, begin by believing, and then you will see. Thank you for watching our episode today. See you next time with more verses and answered by His Eminence Metropolitan Youssef.